What's going on, guys? It's your boy Fix It Daniel, and today we are going to be working on the Cadillac. We are going to be replacing the alternator and the belt. I'm going to show you guys how to install it and explain to you why we're replacing it. So let us get into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have not checked my stuff, please go down, like and subscribe. But today we are going to be working on the Cadillac SDS. We're going to be replacing the alternator because it's throwing it's actually, the voltage is not up to par where it needs to be. It's right around between 13.1 to 12.9, and that's a good sign that it is actually the alternator. Plus I have a tester that I can test my alternator to check to see if my alternator is good, and it ended up not coming up to being good. So that is a good culprit. We're going to check that before it kills the battery. So let me show you what we got. All right, guys, we're going to come to the table. So we got a new manufactured alternator, lifetime warranty, which is a good thing. Otherwise, I would have just gotten a brand new one, but this one came with a lifetime warranty. Any issues, they'll replace it for free, which is a good thing to get. And then I got two new belts. Figured since I'm in there taking the belts off, I might as well go ahead and get them replaced. Even though they may be good, but it's kind of better to have them done, and I haven't checked them, so we'll check them to see, but we're going to replace them anyway. So that's what we're going to be doing. So this is pretty cool. Wasn't too expensive with the reman. That's the reason why I got it. It wasn't very expensive. So if I had gotten a brand new one, it would have been way more. So this is a reman, lifetime warranty one. So as long as I own the car, the life of the car, it'll be replaced. And that's a good thing to have. So keep that in mind when you're getting alternators. If you can't find a reman one, you have to go for the brand new spanking new one, then it is what it is. But if you can get a reman one with a lifetime warranty, I highly recommend it. That way you know that you're protected the life of the car. So now that we got that going, let's go and get to the car. All right, guys, so before we even get started on anything, we got to pull the power from the battery. So we're working on an alternator. We don't want to blow up our battery or spark anything. So the battery's got to come off. Cover this up so it don't touch. Same thing here. Put them down below, get them out the way. All right, battery's off. So and like me, I always put these on. One of the reasons why is that if you're doing something like an airbag, you don't want to just unplug it. You want it to get all the power out of the capacitors, so that way there's no more power left, because even though you take the battery off, there's still a little charge in some of the capacitors or in some of the circuits. So if you take your jumper leads and put them across the positive and negative, it'll take all the power out of the capacitors. So if you're working on the airbag in the car, you want to do this and come back in like maybe 15-20 minutes, maybe even an hour. The longer the better. That way you know for sure there's no power in anywhere, and that if you were taking out the airbags, it wouldn't do a spark. There's no power anywhere. That's the reason why I do that every time. You don't have to do it every time, but I like doing it for peace of mind, especially if you're trying to reset the car. One of the other reasons I do this too, I mentioned it a bunch of times, but for people who have never seen my stuff, I do this because it resets the car. So if your car learns through your driving habits, whether it be a fast driver, a slow driver, or whatever, the car learns your habits. So by you resetting it, it'll relearn, and sometimes things will work a lot better. Same thing with your phone. Sometimes your phone wants to do an update or a restart, or your computer wants to do an update or a restart to get a nice, fresh, clean, new set. So just peace of mind. Take all our covers off. We're gonna take this cover off, this cover off, this cover off. Actually, really and honestly, it's just this cover, but we're gonna get these out of the way. So, pull you back. Get the covers off. Start this one. Put this to the side. And we'll get this one here. stubborn. Pull them out. This side. Then we'll do the middle. Alright guys, so now we have access. Then we're going to get this box out of the way because this is actually in the way. So we can see down below. So we could not find too many diagrams for the belt. We did find one for the alternator, which is quite simple. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just over the alternator, over the pulley, and then over the crank. But this one is a little different. This one's got a lot more going on. So basically, all it is the belt going over the pulley. Then it's going around this the power steering. Then over this pulley, under, then it goes over the around the AC compressor, then it goes around the crank, then it goes under the the water pump, and then back up here. So if you guys are wondering how that goes, if you can't find a diagram, that's how that goes. Pretty much over, around, up, over, around the crank, and then under the water pump, and then back to there. So that's really quite simple. And then the alternator is just alternator alternator over the crank, and then over the tensioner. So it's not too bad. So if you guys need to take a mental picture, you want to stop and pause. If you guys are trying to do it yourself, that's what that looks like on that side. So let's get this out. Okay guys, we got the belt out. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't hit record, so I'll re-show you guys that when I put it back on. But we got it off, so now we gotta get to the alternator side. Okay guys, we got the belt out. Sorry, I didn't realize I didn't hit record, so I'll re-show you guys that when I put it back on. But we got it off, so now we gotta get to the alternator side. So this is the belt from the big side, and it's actually not that bad, because you normally, if you see the cracking, then you know that it needs to be replaced. But this is actually not that bad at all. It's actually got some good life. We may either just reuse this because it's already been stretched, or maybe we'll go ahead and put a brand spanking new one in. But this one's actually not that bad at all. So maybe we'll just keep it as an extra, or keep that one as an extra. But we may just reuse this because there's no cracking at all, like nowhere, no cracking. It's actually really quite good, even on both sides. It's really, really good. So this could have been replaced already. So we'll probably put this back on. So let's go to the alternator side. Okay guys, sorry I can't show you how to get this out. It's just I need both hands, and it's not a whole lot of room. But I got the alternator one out, and this is what I mean by it needs to be replaced. See the, I don't know if it'll focus on you. See if I can get the focus, but see the cracks? They got way more cracks. There you go. See the cracks? It's not bad, but it'd be better to replace it while we are in there. So this one's way more worse than the other one. So we're going to be replacing this one with a new one. But the other one down there, that one's going to get stayed. All right. So now let's get under there and get this alternator off. Okay, guys. So we are trying to get this off. It's really quite tricky. All right, guys. So we're back. We got the top bolt off. It was a 15 to get this off. So really tricky. I couldn't really show you because I had to get my hand like in here, and then I had to turn it sideways and you see my hand, this is where the bolt was. The bolt was like right there. So I had to use my hand to get it all out to get that in there, but we got that out. Now we're gonna go up under and then we're gonna get that one off too. So let's get under the car and let's see where we can go. All right guys, so we are under the car and this is the alternator. There is another bolt right here. Right here is a 15, and then we just got to get this off, and then this is a 10 right here, and then there's a harness clip. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get this piece off. It's a 10 millimeter. It's kind of tricky in here, and trying to do this one-handed, it's kind of hard too as well. So bear with me. All right, I got it. Of course, I got it on the tight part. So, yeah. Let's see if you guys can see this. So, down there. There we go. Oh, had it. There we go. All right. There's not much room. There we go. Get this clip off. I'm just gonna pull this off. Get that out the way. Let's put this nut back on it so I don't lose it. Alright. Then we're gonna get this 15 off of here. Coming. Okay. All right, I'm gonna need both hands for this. All right, we're gonna get this off, and then we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we're gonna get this off. So, hope you guys can see it. Sorry for my hands in the way, but I gotta hold on to this thing. So, try to get a good grip on it. Alright, got the bolt. Should just fall right off. Oh. Hold on just a second. This is the third one. No, I think it's just stuck on there. There should be just two bolts and they're all off. Hold on, let me see if I'm missing a bolt. We'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back. It took me quite a little bit because I didn't realize there's a third bolt. So the way it goes in like this. There's a bolt that goes here, a bolt here, and I missed this one in the back. So there was 3 bolts staggered, and I didn't realize it. And I had to go to O'Reilly's and Harbor Freight to get a different kind of tool to get down in there. So I had gotten extension ratchet and a little bit of a deeper 15, and I got it. So now we're gonna go ahead and try and put this back in. It's a little tricky because it's heavy. So I gotta go from the bottom up under the car, and then I gotta put it in. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Let's get the new one in. Okay guys, so now we're gonna go ahead and install this alternator. It's a little tricky because it's a little heavy. Up and at 'em. is not exactly easy, y'all, especially when you're doing it by yourself. So bear with me. Oh. Come on. And the bolt. I knew it would. Okay. Alrighty. Gotta get this bolt in at the bottom first, because if I don't, the top's not gonna matter. So, hold on, we'll be right back. Okay guys, we're getting it in. Sorry for the background noise, the lawn guy's doing the lawn right now. But we're going to get this in. We're going to get this last little bolt set so that way we can do the top. So let's go ahead and get this in. Alright guys, so we got the bottom bolt in. This is gonna hold us in place. Now we're gonna go to the top and do the top ones. Okay guys, so we got the bolts in. It is really tight. I have to stick my hand in here to get on the back side of the front bolt, and then I have to stick my hand in here to get the other back bolt. It's really a tight fit. I'm twisting the last bolt on there now, but it's in there. I had to finagle at the bottom. It helps if you have two people, but you can finagle it by yourself. And then just getting the other second bolt nice and tight. Alright guys, so we are on there. It's a little tricky trying to get this on, so you have to get it from the bottom, as you saw. But in order to get to the bolts, you know, most of the time people would take all this stuff off. You figure, like, some people would say to take the hose off and all this off. You don't really have to. If you got someone that's got small hands or finagling, you know, kind of hands. So like the first one, I stuck my hand here and then got on the back side. Now I can actually touch the first bolt. And then the second one, just stuck my hand right in between this spot. It doesn't seem like you can fit, but it'll fit. You just have to squeeze and wiggle your hand, and now I can get to the other bolt. So there, if you have smaller hands, it works perfectly. If someone with bigger hands than mine, my hands are pretty big, so I got in there. But now we got to take our wrenches and tighten the bolts up. So it should be very easy to do. So let me grab my wrenches and then we'll get this all tightened up. Okay guys, so I really apologize for the noise. The long guy happened to come right when I was doing this, so I apologize. I'll be as loud as I can. But this is the tool that I got. This is an extender tool. So what you do is you pull it, it fully extends just like that, and now I can get in here. I got this from Harbor Freight for like 14 bucks. It was the last one, so I got lucky. But this is really cool. It'll help me get down there and get this tightened up. So right now we're getting to the front bolt. We just tighten it up. Just gotta get it on there. Pull. And just keep going until we get it tight. All right, that's pretty good. There's no torquing spec on it, but we'll just do our little tough click. Now we're going to get the backside. So the backside's a little bigger, so I had to get a 15th half inch. So it's still 15, but it goes on a half-inch ratchet. And this is a little longer, enough for me to get under there to get it tightened. So that's what we're going to do now. And tighten this back up. Get it on that last bolt. Just tighten it up. I want to get it tight so it doesn't fall off, but I don't want to break it either, because then it breaks it, we're definitely going to be in trouble. So, alright, that's good enough. So now, that's all tightened. Now we're going to go back under, tighten that bolt up, and then get all the connectors back on. So, all right, guys, we're back. I super apologize. The line guy was there, so it took a little while for him to finish, but I think he's done. He's just got to clean up, but we'll do this real quick before he gets back. So basically, we got the belt on. We made sure everything is nice and good. Everything's in the grooves. So everything is all nice and tight. Everything is not hitting in the belt. So when you put belts back on, make sure they don't hit the groove, because you'll tear them up way faster than you think. So just make sure you feel around, make sure they're all good. And then that should be pretty much it. And then we got the alternator over there. That's all in with the new belt. That one was pretty easy. Now everything is all nice and buttoned up and done. All we gotta do now is put back on the intake, put some juice to it, and give it a start. Okay guys, so we got everything done. Everything's all buttoned back up together. I was going to be putting in the oil separator, but I'll do that in another episode or something like that to show you guys. But now let's get this buttoned up so I can get this car started. So we're just going to finish it up by putting that back in there, and we're going to get these screws on. Get this last screw over here on. Alright, get that all buttoned, get this jack down on the ground, and get the car started. Alright guys, so now we're going to take these beads off, and then we're going to get this car started. So, then off for a little bit. Power on. Alright, now let's get the car started, see what happens. Let's get this off here, go inside and check on it. Let's get this out of the way. See what we got here. Alright, let's fire it up. Alright, I got the hood, theft. Oh yeah, look at that. That's what we wanted. That's where it should be at. It should not be at a 13.1, 12.9. It should be anywhere between a high 14 and a low 13. So now I think we got it good. So let's button the rest of the stuff up and we'll be done. Alright guys, and just like that, we are done. This car is running really good. It's got the right voltage. Everything is running really smooth. Guys, I am super happy. Hopefully you guys got to see everything. If you guys have any comments and questions, please go down, put it in the comments. But guys, that's pretty much it. I'm super thankful that we got this running, and hopefully this will work out for you guys getting your vehicle running if you're having any power issues with your alternator. But guys, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Follow me on Instagram at FixItDaniel, and go down and check out some of my other videos, something that may help you out. Please like and subscribe. Guys, you guys have a good and blessed day, and I'll see you on the next fix. Until then, peace.